During his speech with Tucker Carlson on late Thursday night in Arizona, Donald Trump just threatened the life of Liz Cheney. Donald Trump said, "Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels at her. Let's see what happens when the guns are trained on her face." This is what Donald Trump just said. Play the clip.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know,
how despicable can you get? And I believe that Donald Trump just violated the terms of his relief for the felony charges. I think that Donald Trump just committed a felony right there. We'll see if there's any implications at all in the courts, which have given him a pass for no reason at all. But that was a felony that you just observed there, in my opinion. Also, Donald Trump just seems very unwell. He was making noises throughout the night, just making weird noises while instead of even speaking. Here, watch.
Just because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh, I'm going, come on, baby. Come on.
Then Donald Trump said that he believes there are murderers and drug dealers in the audience right now. Play the clip.
I mean, millions and millions of people. I'm sure we have some in here tonight with us, you know, murderers and drug dealers, prisoners.
Donald Trump continues by calling Adam Schiff a watermelon head. Play the clip.
To break the country.
It could be they hate our country. I mean, they may hate our country. And we deal with real scum. I mean, like a guy like Adam Shifty Schiff. He's a sleazebag. And he's probably going to be a senator, if you can believe it, but I call him watermelon head. He has the... No, he's unattractive, both inside and out. That is... No, but this is a really bad guy. This is a dishonest guy, not a dumb guy at all. He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen on a human being. He will never be a football player, I can tell you. But he's a smart guy, but he's just a sleazebag. You know, there's nothing else you can... I'll give you shit.
I mean, seriously, folks, this is what Donald Trump's doing right now. How unhinged, how demented. He continues talking about Adam Schiff. He goes, "Shifty Schiff, Shifty Schiff. You see, I'm weaving. Look at me weave, Shifty Schiff." Just making noises. Here, watch for yourself.
There were plenty of guys that were right, like you and Sean, and there were plenty of guys that were right. But so I said, but here's the thing. So with Shifty Schiff, see, that's the weave. See, we start. You know about the weave, right? Start. As long as you come back to the right location. So what happens? You understand that?
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Does he ramble?" I said, "I don't ramble. I do the weave. I covered many, many subjects." And you always come back to the right. That's genius. There's a difference between rambling and genius. Okay. So now...
I'm seriously, folks, what the hell's going on? What is I don't care what political party you are. That's some demented, psychotic stuff right there. Then he starts talking about Hillary Clinton and IQ. What in the world? Here, play this clip.
Hillary Clinton, who's a smart woman, much smarter than Kamala, but doesn't lie as much. Hillary was a liar, a horrible scoundrel, but this one lies so much. And she's a low IQ individual. She doesn't even know she's lying, I'm telling you. This is not what you want for your president. That has nothing to do with me. This is not what you want. She's a very low IQ individual. She's dumb as a rock, and you can't have that. You can't have that. We love our country too much. You can't have it. We just went through 4 years of it. You can't have any more. A country can only take so much.
Then Donald Trump continues to start talking about how the election's being stolen from him in Pennsylvania. He's getting a lot of bad data this evening, which we've been telling you about here as we've been reporting with the best analyst in the business. And Donald Trump's freaking out about the data. Watch this.
If they don't cheat too much, you know, we found a lot of things over the last 3 days. You've seen that. We found a lot of votes, and in a certain county, in York County, Lancaster County, you know, we found a lot of bad votes. There were 2,600 votes that happened to be written by the same pen, same hand, same signature, same everything. Maybe there's an explanation for that. 2,600 votes. But we found a lot of stuff, but we're seeing to work it out.
Then Donald Trump talks about a certain pastor who says that he's great. I don't even know what he's talking about. Play this clip.
How have your views about God changed in the last 8 years, and particularly after getting shot?
Well, look, I've always been a believer, but I wouldn't say, there's a certain pastor, Robert Jeffress, and I didn't know, his name is Robert Jeffress, nice guy from Texas. And he said, Trump may not be the best Christian of all, but he's the only one going to take us to the promised land because he's the best leader and he's the toughest guy and he's going to be able to get us through this crazy life. And he was a big supporter. And now I have unbelievable evangelical and Christian support because I've done a great job for them and we're together. But he said he may not know the Bible quite as well as other people are supposed to. But
look at this guy. He is seething with anger. He is unwell. He looks like a sick individual. Earlier in the day, he was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he called Vice President Kamala Harris a cracker. Play the clip.
She's a total train wreck. And by the way, I looked at her this morning. She had a little news conference. It lasted for like 2 minutes. She's exhausted. She's exhausted. She's a train wreck who is totally unqualified to be the president of the United States of America. There are some people who thrive under pressure, and there are some people who crack under pressure. She's a cracker. And the more pressure Kamala has, the more you see it happening. No, she's
a crack. What? Then Donald Trump hears an airplane, believes it's an F-35, and then says, look at me weave. I'm weaving. You're weaving? It seems like you have dementia. It seems like you are actually physically sick, in my opinion. Is that what you mean by the weave? Here, play the clip.
You don't take it away. He got 14 million votes in the Democrat Party. And then, that sounds like a nice F-35. You know how many of them I bought? I bought a lot of them. Personally, I like the F-22 the best, by the way. But I think the F-22 is the most beautiful fighter jet ever made. But let's get back into this. That's the weave. Let's get back to the subject. You always end up in the right. You have to always end up in the right place.
Look at the way he's look at how he looks. Just look at it. This is a real photo of him, folks. This is a real photo of him dressed up like a garbage man. He's walking around dressed up like a freaking garbage man, going on stage like he did yesterday in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and saying, sir, they said you can't say this about women, but I don't care. I'm going to do it to you whether you like it or not. That's Donald Trump's message to women. I'm going to do it to you whether women like it or not. Play the clip.
And my people told me about 4 weeks ago, I was saying, no, I want to protect the people. I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said, we think it's very inappropriate for you to say. I said, why? I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country. They said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say, pay these guys a lot of money. Can you believe it? I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
He can't even get into a truck. Watch this. Did you see his right leg there? You see, again, those are signs and symptoms of mini strokes, in my opinion. And there's a reason why he's not releasing his medical records anyway. Contrast that to Vice President Kamala Harris this evening in Las Vegas, where she mocks Donald Trump about his teeny tiny crowds. Play the clip.
You may have seen, I talked in Washington, D.C. the other day. He likes to compare crowd sizes. I had 100,000 people there.
And finally, you have Jennifer Lopez giving a speech as well in Las Vegas this evening with Vice President Kamala Harris, condemning Donald Trump for his awful statements that his campaign's made about the Puerto Rican community, and her saying all Donald Trump wants to do is divide us. We need to move past that. And that's why she's strongly endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. And also LeBron James endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris today as well. But here, watch this of Jennifer Lopez.
No matter what we look like, who we love or who we worship or where we're from, her opponent, on the other hand, doesn't see it that way. He has consistently worked to divide us. At Madison Square Garden, he reminded us who he really is and how he really feels. It wasn't just Puerto Ricans that were offended that day. Okay? It was every Latino in this country. It was humanity and anyone of decent character.
We really need to see there needs to be ramifications for what Donald Trump said at the beginning, because I believe that was a felony threat right there. Let's just play it one more time so you could hear it for yourself. Play the Liz Cheney clip.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, awful human being. Again, I don't care what political party. That is a sick man who needs to be thrown into prison immediately. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million. Let's build the media network together of the future and stop this fascist piece of crap.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.